What is going on, you guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day. Today, Kodak and I are going to try and fix a problem that I fixed way early on in my YouTube channel, but now I've had this problem for a very long time since it snapped. Some of you guys may not understand what I mean by snap, but let's just get into the video. So this is what happened on the last horn video, the first and only horn video that I made on how to make your horn button work on a Scion TC. I ran this wire, instead of I took this off of the back, I ran this new wire through here, ran it through the back, and this was supposed to be connected into this connector that's right here. That blue connector you see right there, it was supposed to be in there, but it snapped off. Why? Because this whole assembly turns when you're making a turn. So when you're turning right, this whole thing's gonna be turning right. So I guess I pulled on it too hard. I didn't give it enough slack, or I don't know what happened, and it snagged it. It snapped from right here. So now this wire can like come out of the hole. So now I'm trying to figure out a way to make the horn button work without having to run a wire, which I kind of have an idea. So hopefully this works out, and hopefully it'll be able to help one of you guys out if you guys have been trying to do this for a very long time, or if you guys did my method as well with the wire. It might still be working for you, it just ended up snapping for me. Maybe I didn't give it enough slack or whatnot, but I want to move away from this idea because it's kind of ghetto putting giving the wire enough slack for you to turn the wheel. First off, we're not going to need this connector anymore. So, you know what? Well, we might need this wire, so we'll put that aside for now. Also going to be putting this back onto the car, which means we have to remove this whole hub assembly from here. So we got to put this back on, sadly. While I'm trying to put this piece back onto there, I'm having issues with this piece popping out. So it pops out like that. So I need this piece to stick into place down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put like some epoxy right here. Make sure this is going to sit perfectly right there and it's not going to move at all. So this piece is pretty darn on there. I was going to put epoxy, but I thought, what if I need to remove this one day or something like that? So I just decided just to use adhesive spray. I can always remove it if I put enough force, but for right now, the force that it's gonna have, I mean, there's not that much that's gonna allow this to pick up. So I'm pretty happy and satisfied on how this turned out, especially just using some adhesive spray. This is completely put back into place. All I want to do is test my theory right now before I put everything. All I bought was this like little thing. I saw it like in a Honda forum. I don't remember the link or whatnot. If I find it, I'll put it in the description down below. But I mean, you don't need like this specific piece right here. You can always use just a piece of metal or anything like that. Anything you can bend. But I don't remember exactly where I got this because I bought this like way long time ago when I was doing this mechanism right here for the first time, but I decided to go with the wire, the getaway, instead of doing it this way, because I didn't know if it was gonna work or not. But now I'm testing out my theory finally after a couple years now, maybe 1 year after. I don't even remember when I shot that video, but I'm gonna test it out. So all I'm gonna do is put this wire is gonna go back to this connector that goes down here. I did it in the same video, the first one that I made. So this one is gonna go here. This one I'm just gonna shove it in here for now. I'm gonna put a better connector if we find out if this works or not. And I'm gonna put the steering wheel back on. So if this makes constant connection to the back, so that's how it would be sitting right now. It would be touching the back portion of that metal, or whatever that gold plated or whatever it's called, that little circle thing that we put back on. The button should work now. Hopefully it works. Let's find out. No, my theory's wrong. Is there something connected wrong or what? Oh, this connection fell out. I was starting to get worried here. Alright, here we go. Oh, no way. No way. Yes. Yes. Heck yes, it works. Now it's going to be wired a lot better than the old freaking wire, wrap the wire around getaway. Yes. Heck yeah. So all I have to do now is mount this where this point is going to be making contact to this back point. I'm thinking I should mount this somewhere along the lines of right here. I can probably drill a hole right there, mount it right there, and as you guys can tell from back here, it's going to be making constant connection right there. So all we need to do is push the button and it works. So I might have to disassemble all this again, and so I can get a drill bit into there, drill into there, put a screw on there, and probably trim this off because we don't need this whole entire thing. We'll probably trim it off right here so it looks a lot cleaner. So let me do that and I'll show you guys how that looks. I'm going to remove all this and get this mounted onto here. So I'm actually not going to be able to do it like that because this is metal. So if I were to connect it here to here, that's all metal, so it's going to be going, the horn's going to be going on all the time. I have to put this where there's somewhere that's plastic, which I think this is going to be plastic. Sure, it's a metal screw, but it's still not a ground point. So I don't know, I'm going to try and rig something up, try and get it on this point and get it touching behind here instead of on this metal point, because if I do connect it to this metal point, the horn's going to be going off all the time. There's not going to be no off. It's just basically just beep, you know. So I'm going to try and figure out a different way to mount it because that's not going to work out. So I got it almost completely wired up, just to the point where I just want to test it out again just to make sure it's still working. So I got it drilled in right there, as you guys can tell, next to this connector that's right here on the right hand side under the windshield wiper switch. So if you check under here, you'll see I put a screw in through there. The screw is not damaging the connector or anything like that. I just put it right next to it, so that's where I mounted that, and it's making connection right in the back of that plate. So what I'm doing right now just currently is just the same thing how I did just to test it. I'm running the wire onto this copper end right here into that plug where we connected it. This is the horn button wire. This is white one that's right here, so we tapped into it, which is what I did on the first video that I did on how to fix the horn button. So I just put the wire into there just slightly, just to test it all out again and just make sure that that's gonna work. Yep, there we go. So now we know it works. Now I'm just gonna make the permanent wiring to wire this copper little piece of metal thing that we made connect to here, and we should be good to go. So I'm just gonna make the wire, show you the wiring that it's gonna be done. Basically how the wire is supposed to look like. You're gonna have this little connector that's gonna attach to this white wire, which is the horn button, and then on this you're gonna have a red wire, which is the power that's gonna be leading into here. This connector, I already had this wire was already connected to here. I just spliced it together just to make one, so don't worry, you won't have, I don't think you'll have these two wires. I'm not sure, when I bought the car I already had this on there, so all I used was this connector and I just added this wire. So this is going to connect onto here, and then the end of this red wire is going to connect to the other piece that we made connect to the backing plate of here that kind of looks like copper. So this goes into here, and you should be it. That should be the basic wiring, all you need in order to make this work. So we got the steering wheel put back together, we got the covers put back on, it looks completely back to normal. Just, it works a lot better. It works a lot better now, and now we're able to start honking at people again. Heck yeah. So that's what I'm gonna end today's video, guys. I hope this kind of helped you guys out, because I know the first video that I ever did on this was with leaving slack with wire, which isn't a good thing, because I mean, you never know. What if you're turning the wheel and it accidentally like stops you from turning, and you get in an accident or something like that? So I don't really recommend that way of doing it. I really recommend this way of doing it, because now there's no wires that are going to be back here that's going to stop you from turning the wheel or anything like that. So hopefully this video helps out a lot of you guys that have been wanting to do this without leaving slack onto the wire. It's super easy. All you have to do is just find that small little bracket that I use in order to touch that connecting pad for the horn. I don't know, you might be able to use metal, like a sheet piece of metal or something like that. You might be able to make your own. You might even be able to use the bracket from the Demonize on the retrofit source. I'll try my best to look for where I bought that little piece, so I can put it in the description down below so you guys can buy it. I know it's a Honda part. That's all I know. I know it's from a Honda. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I think the next thing that I want to figure out is how to get rid of that airbag light. That's my next goal. So thank you guys so much for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful for a lot of you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out and embrace yourself.